when you say something interesting?
The Holy Grail. What's that?
It comes usually when you say something interesting, and I say, "Oh, that should be recorded."
Damn, we should record it. So when it comes to weapons, weapons to me are a barometer of tension. Let me repeat that. A weapon is a barometer of tension. Now, let's define a weapon. A weapon is anything that's used carelessly. So a car can be a weapon, without a doubt, right? A baseball bat, that a baseball player uses carelessly can become a weapon. So the broad definition of a weapon is really anything used carelessly that can hurt somebody, right? So, but let's say a weapon, like a traditional weapon, like a knife, right? So when you hold it and when you use it, you can see the level of tension in a person's body very clearly. So watching a new driver of a car, you can clearly see by the way they hold the steering wheel and the way they drive the car that they're uncomfortable. It's very easy to see that their movements of the car are not smooth, they're not confident. So it's like that with everything, not just a car, with a stick, with a knife, with a chain, with a gun. You can clearly see by the way the person pulls the weapon or handles the weapon, their level of comfort with it. And it doesn't have to be shooting. It's just cleaning and moving it and holstering it and putting it up. So this idea of practicing with weapons or martial arts skills, not just weapons, all of it, punches, kicks, grabs, wrestling, to find all this to make it easy is very important. Okay, this is critical. So that's where we'll go today. All right, so let's start because it's convenient. If you can, if you have, grab like if you have a short stick, it can be a long stick too. I don't really care, but just grab one, please. And we'll start with that. And what you want to do is hold the stick somehow very lightly, right? So you can see my hand. It's like I hold the stick enough that it doesn't fly out of my hand, but not tight enough that my arm, like my forearm, is strong. My forearm is quite light. My fingers simply wrap around just for comfort, and I start to kind of move the stick. And again, I'm not even thinking about like hitting. I'm just thinking about moving the stick, just creating movements, right? And you're doing it right because when you feel the weight of the stick. So I have quite a light stick, so it's not easy to feel, but I'm moving it and I can feel the weight of it. And I'm just moving it all around my body, whichever way it wants to kind of move around my body. And the idea is, if I had to use a stick, what is the easiest way or the lightest or the most comfortable way that I could do this? And you can switch hands too. When you're doing stuff like this, it's very easy to start to imagine how you would use it. Like if somebody came and you'd whack them or something, right? Or hit their legs or hit their head. Try not to do that. Try to see this tool more of a tool than a weapon, right? And just kind of move it around your body, and like you can move both hands at the same time too, and they should feel the same. Like, in other words, the hand with the stick doesn't feel different than the hand without the stick, right? For me, they feel about the same. Most of my movements are geared towards the front here, right? Like I'm thinking about the front, right? So directly in front of me. And what I try to imagine is, if you can imagine a clock, this is 12 o'clock, this will be 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and 3 o'clock, and then everything in between, okay? So when I'm making my stick move, I charge it like 5:30 here, and I'm coming out at about 11, and then 9 to 3. And I just start to kind of imagine a clock and coming in and coming out of the circle, okay? So it doesn't matter how, but I imagine the angle, I guess. So, and the easiest way to imagine that is kind of like a clock, right? And you can kind of see that I'm moving the stick in my hand as I get comfortable easier, right? I don't need much to hold on to this very light stick, right? just simply adding it like that is enough for me, right? Now, I might not be able to do this with a sword. I might not be able to do this with a heavier stick, but with this one I can. So I'm trying to work with everything, my wrist, my elbow, and my shoulder. And the main thing is that it feels very easy. It feels really natural, feels very effortless for me. I'm not trying to do anything. And I'm kind of envisioning that clock, right? The different angles that could come in on. And now you're going to take that clock and you're going to bring it sideways, right? So there's like, so the stick movements are happening to my right side right now. So I imagine like the 3 to 9, right? The 12 to 6, right? The different angles. And it's all to my right side right now. Sorry, somebody's trying to call me, of course. And you can switch to the other side too, right? So you're on your left side now. So the clock is on the left side. And then even directly behind me. So the clock is now behind me. So I'm trying to kind of go through all the movements I can directly behind me. Okay. So one of the ways systemic sells above most martial arts, there's many ways, but one very noticeable way is that it's one of the only arts that I've ever trained in that makes you consider 360 degrees around you. So you learn, if I'm going to punch, okay, I can punch here, but I can punch there, I can punch here, and I can punch there. Like I'm just as comfortable punching in those 3 ways as I am. So with a weapon, you should be just as comfortable using it this way, as that way, as that way. Okay, that's it. One, for you, the stick can go in any direction you decide. You didn't have a comfort level. You know, when I was boxing, the coaches always say, he goes, you have to use your weaker hand twice as much to get it as comfortable as your good hand. So behind us and to the left and right, we don't practice as much. So, you know, it's better to spend more time like on the sides, on the back, and getting comfortable with these places than it is in front. So spend more time, right? And the same with my arm, right? So I don't have the stick now, but I can hit left or right, left, center, behind me. So I can make movements in all directions quite easy. But watch, in front, behind, left, right. So in one nice motion, the same with the stick, in front, behind, left, right. Yeah, for you, you're just as comfortable right? You're just as comfortable using in all these directions. No, guys, stop for a sec. Stop for a sec. Good. Let me help you. When you want to change the direction of something in your hand, it's very hard to do it here. You have to do it here in the elbow or shoulder. So if I start here and I want to go back, it's my elbow. If I'm to the right and I want to go left, it's to the elbow. Like the elbow is the critical one. The elbow, the ability to move at the elbow will have the weapon follow, okay? So as you're moving the stick front, back, left, right, all the different directions with ease, right? With ease, it's the elbow that is going to be very important for you to keep light. If the elbow is light, it's quite easy to change the direction quickly. The same applies for your legs, guys. It's very easy to change directions if your knees are soft. If your knees are soft, it's quite easy to change the direction, of any strike, of any kick in this case. So spend some time with the elbow. Spend some time with your elbow now when you're moving the stick. So you see the way I'm kind of working with my elbow, right? Elbow, stick, elbow, stick, elbow.
Can you do that in slow-mo, Emmanuel? It's real
Sure.
hard to actually see what you're doing.
That's it. If you need to hold it, you can hold it, like you can feel it. Like as you start to kind of move your elbow, right? The stick follows. Elbow, stick, elbow, stick, elbow, stick, elbow, stick, elbow. It kind of breaks, right? It kind of not breaks, but I mean bends in the middle, right? So it bends and then something else comes. It bends and something else comes. It bends and something else comes. It bends. Does that help, Eric? It's good. Now, as you're doing all of this, it's very important to remember, I don't have the exact translation, but I know in Japanese, there's words that at this higher level of work with weapons means no thinking, like beyond or past not thinking. You have to feel this stuff. I don't know what to tell you. Like I feel my elbows coming to an end and the stick starts. The stick comes to an end and my elbow starts. So you just work with it and there's not really a thinking, but a feeling, right? And the reason you can do it is because it's easy. You've made the movements easy, so you don't have to think about them. You just feel them. Elbow, stick, elbow, stick, elbow, stick, elbow, stick. Very good, guys. Excellent, really. So now put the stick aside, okay? Put the stick aside, okay? And you should have, like, what I love about the short stick, it's like the size of your arm. It's like, just grab mine again and see, it's roughly the size of my arm, right? So it's kind of like a good metaphor for your arms, right? So now start to punch, right? So all the punches that you know, like especially in front of you, it doesn't matter what kind of punches, I don't care. But for you, the main focus is on keeping it light. So a good visual for me is swimming. If you think about swimming, right? The same idea should be for the punches. They should be like swimming punches. And there is no end, there is no stop. For you, it's like, how can I create strikes that feel easy, really easy to repeat? And if you watch me now, you can try this one, right? So it's like one punch, another punch, one punch, another punch. So it's like it's like in an X. And this is only one example of some punches that give onto themselves. So this punch ends, it starts another one, it starts another one. So these 4 punches or these 4 strikes, for me, disappear. It feels to me this like swimming. So it's a really nice movement. It's like no break in the action. It's very hard for somebody to be offensive against me because the punch is keeping them defensive. It's too many for them not to think of. That's it. That's it. Eric, watch for a sec. Guys, watch me for a second. Let me show you mistakes some of you are making. So there's this like speed up and there's a stop and a start. Like what I'm asking you to do is take, there is, in other words, I could hit somebody here, 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 here. The range, there is no end of the hit. There is no end of all of this. If I go like this and somebody's behind me, I can hit them just the same. So what I think you're thinking, Eric, is that there is an end to that punch, that this is where it meets. What I'm telling you, it can, when you do this kind of strikes, there's people all around you. This is a serious one. So they could come in, they could go away. So for you, the contact could happen here, it 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 could happen here. So for you, there is no real end, there's no preference. This whole thing is dangerous, okay? This whole thing is dangerous. And you see how mine don't end? It feels very much like swimming. Very much like swimming. And if you look real close, especially my body, right? If you look real close at my body, if there was somebody waiting to stab me in the back, look how hard this would be for them. There is really no angles. My body is in motion, just as my hands are. That's it, Miro. That's it. Good. Alberto, leave that bag alone. It didn't do anything to you. Okay, great. Good. Okay. Not bad at all, guys. Watch. It's pretty good. Now, the trick is taking this movement, right? So this movement, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? This movement here, okay? Taking this movement and now trying to add speed to it that doesn't affect you too much, like that feels easy. So I'm not trying to go fast, but I'm just allowing my body to relax into the speed. I'm not trying to go fast. I'm relaxing into the speed. Try speed up a little bit. Remember, don't be perfect. Just try. Just speed up. You're going to make some mistakes, but try to see if you can speed up without trying, just because you relaxed more. Yeah. That's it. Okay, great. Good. Practice it. Very good. So watch. Now, questions about that before I go on? Questions? Did you see that one? So This one is like an X shape. So one part, two part, one part, two part. So if you look at my moves, it's like an X shape. This way, okay? This way, this way. Now, I want to explain because this is important too. These strikes are not so much for the face. They're right here on the neck area. So watch, one, so it comes more towards like the neck area. Boom, the other side of the neck, neck, like all across this part here, okay? Now, it's good to understand this because if you don't want to mess somebody up in the face, which is good policy sometimes, you have to know how to work with their neck because their neck communicates a good message that you're serious. That's all. That's all that it communicates that you're serious. You're not playing around, okay? It's also a nice area to work with in terms of like effect, for cause and effect. It's very good. Hard for people to get more upset. Whenever I've hit anybody in the neck, they usually come back to reality that this is serious. They don't get more angry. They usually like, shit, it's serious. They take a pause for a second, okay? Okay, next one. It's 3 punches. So just watch me first. It's short, medium, long. Okay, watch again. So look at the distance. A short punch, medium punch, long punch. So it's like 3 circles. I want you to imagine a small circle, a medium circle, and a big circle. So small circle, medium circle, big circle. Okay. And they kind of wind with each other. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Of course, the last one, because it's further, will generate more a force. It'll generate more center. So it's 3 circles. 1, 2, 3. Right. 1, 2, 3. And again, really easy, light. Like these are, how can I throw hard punches, but very easy? These are easy to throw. Okay. Because they all rely on a movement, right? 1, 2, 3. It didn't take a lot of muscular effort. It's quite light. 2, 3. And you should feel the speed naturally pick up because it's like you're winding it up, right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Mhm. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Okay, stop for a sec, guys. Just stop for a sec. It's not bad. It's quite good, but let me keep an eye on my shoulders. Okay, just watch my shoulders. I rise my hands up, right? So it's 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2, 3. Focus on your shoulders. Keep those shoulders. Don't have them like kind of coming up, right? For you, it's 1, 2, 3. They stay quite low. Okay, yeah. Try it. Small hook, medium hook, big hook. That's it. And the last one, it's going to be the fastest and it should feel the easiest. The hard one for me is the first one because it's short. The next one feels better, and then the third one feels so much more effortless. That's it. Jake, more on the body. Let the body roll. Let the body roll. Yeah. Let the body roll. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Good. Now try it with your eyes closed. Try it with your eyes closed. Feel the movement. Feel the movement. Okay, awesome. Next one's one of my favorites. Okay, so you'll see. So it looks like this. Bang. Okay, so check. Okay, so it's a strike at the same time. It's like I bang, bang, right? So it's like imagine having to hit somebody in front and behind you. So you have the hook like this one, right? I showed you, boom, right? But imagine doing the opposite on the other end. So it's at the same time, boom, boom. Let me show you from the back. Right? So yeah. So the back one happens at the same time. They happen at the same time. They meet at the exact same time. That's it. Yeah. Eric, that's it. Yeah. Alex, good. So watch 1, 2. It's like you see how I jump a little bit. 1, 2. Like I feel light. You know, the fight is on if you're doing this. I gotta say. There's no going back after this. You got people all around you. You got to get moving. That's it. Alex, like be light, jump a little bit. Yeah, be light. Yeah, that's it. Okay, guys, not too bad. Now I'll show you a small nuance that will help you a little bit, right? Because again, ask yourself, when would you use this? You would use this for like multiple attacker situation. So if you're in a situation like this, you must be ready to use all your weapons, as many as you possibly can, to back up the crowd. So these movements, so if you know how wolves work, right? Wolves, they make a circle around you and they close the circle in, right? As people start to get like that, they close in. Movements like this, they back up people because it's a big movement, right? It's a big movement, and it pushes people back. They don't want to go closer to this. What I like to do is, as I start to do this, I kind of get up on one leg. So it's like I have like, and it's like my leg, it's ready to kick. It's ready to kick if I need. So it's like boom, boom, and I have one leg kind of ready, right? I'm not kicking, but I bring my knee up. Yeah, get your knee up. Be ready. It'll allow you to spin. It'll allow you less to sit down. Yeah, that's it. And don't be afraid. Take a step. You don't have to stay in the same spot. Take a step. You know, boom. Take a step. Boom. Take a step. And every time you take a step, you bring your knee up. Like you show you have something, right? Boom. Very good, guys. Stop. So think of your movements, okay? I want you to be able to step away from yourself right now and ask yourself, if somebody were to see this, like what you're doing now, right? What you've essentially done is you've shown people, because there's this thing for some reason when people start to get aggressive with you, we start to kind of like, we become small, like we kind of prepare ourselves, we become like this, right? It's like when people start arguing, some people, shrink. What you're doing now is when the shit hits the fan or when the stuff gets bad, you're opening yourself. Like that's what I'm trying to show you. For you, it's like you didn't cower down. You open up. Like this is what you need to survive this situation. So I don't need you to open up like a freak out, like, just lose your mind. I don't need this. I want you to know exactly what you're doing. That under pressure, if this starts to happen in a situation like this, that you feel free, that you open yourself, because they're trying to close you. People are trying to close you. They're trying to get lock you in. You need to open. You need to open yourself, right? Right away you open, I open myself. I become bigger. I become bigger than myself. Yeah, I feel proud. Like, open yourself wide. It's like you didn't worry about pain or hurt. You opened yourself like boom, and you expand outwards. You just expand outwards like that. It seems silly, but you open yourself, right? Yeah. Don't be afraid. Don't worry about what you look like. Open yourself, right? Open yourself. For you, it didn't matter. That's it. Let it go. Feel easy. Feel like free. Yeah. Even more, Eric, even more. Turn around. You don't stay. If you can go to the side, turn around, cover, take a few steps one way, take a few steps the other way. Think of opening the circle, opening it, widening it so it doesn't close in around you. That's it. It should feel easy for you because you're working from a deep place. You're not working from a mental place. You're working from a place of freedom in the body. Let it go more, Jake. Don't worry, you won't break anything. Well, maybe you will, but it's okay. It's a good thing. Awesome, guys. Great. Come close. How does that feel? How do you feel? Does it feel okay? Like you feel free? Does it feel easy? No?
It feels good. I feel winded, and I can feel like there's like creaky bits in the movement for me, like the places where it's not smooth and it feels like mechanical and not fluid.
Yeah.
See, when I study, so like when you study something, like I remember when okay, jab, a right hook, and then keep your shoulder tucked in, and then uppercut kind of working. Your brain is always thinking how you to this way. There's right or wrong. You see, I didn't tell you this or that. I just said keep your shoulders level, very basic stuff, and it just said open yourself. So because of that, it's very easy to remember. It's very easy to do because there's not a big technical thing, right? I still remember, when you're jabbing, you step forward, block, buck. Like there was so much technical things to a good jab or to a good punch. With Systema, there was no right or wrong. It's basically open yourself up. Those were the open yourself. Let yourself go. Because most people die because they didn't do anything. Don't die because you didn't do anything. At least do something, right? Make the person beat you. Don't die.
Raise your elbows.
You can raise your elbows. Simple things. Just simple. Remember, simple. Okay. Inhale, exhale. That's simple. If it's more complicated, forget about it. You won't have time to remember it, guys. I want you to. The main thing I want you to do is the more free you feel, the easier it is to remember. The easier it is, okay? This is the important part. Even though I'm doing these movements, right? Even though I'm doing these movements, I'm not thinking about fighting. I'm thinking about dancing. That's not fighting for me. And when you look at the good warriors, they're dancing. They're dancing. They're playing. Okay. I'm not trying to become more serious. I'm trying to become more open. That's the big difference. Okay. So you have to remember this. Easy. What if this were easy? What if I could teach you martial arts without scaring you? What if I could teach you martial arts before you had a bully? What if I could teach you martial arts so that you don't stop fucking yourself up?
Sure.
Because I fucked myself up more than anybody guy ever trying to beat me up ever did. This will help you stop to fuck yourself up. That's the most important. I know it sounds stupid, but this is how it is. This is the reality. As a teacher, I see. The hospital is full of people cutting themselves in the kitchen, not knife fighting. So I hate to tell everybody, that's the truth. Some guy took a chainsaw and decided to cut his tree and put it in his leg. It wasn't a martial arts thing. It was just you fucked yourself up thing. Right. So now let me show you how I do it. Let me show you how I do that with my legs. Okay. Because legs is a big one as well. So I've got 3 stools here. Now, if you look at these, they're about the level of my thigh. Okay. They're just above my knee and just below my hip, somewhere there. Okay. And when I want to train my legs to do something, to move but not kick, but I want them to have the similar idea, I think about stepping over. So look, I'm stepping over the stool, right? I'm stepping over the stool. So I just start moving my legs and I just start stepping over things. That's it. I just start stepping over, okay? And you notice that by stepping over, look at where my leg is. Look at where my leg is. It's in a cocked position. It's ready. It's ready to kick. I just haven't kicked. I'm stepping over. I'm stepping over. I'm stepping over, front and backwards, right? So it can be anything at home. It could be your couch. It could be something on the ground. Alberto, can you please mute yourself, please? Just mute, please. Alberto, mute.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
I always forget.
It's okay. It's okay. All right. So keep stepping over. It can be a chair. It can be a low table. It can be a couple of stools like I have here. And again, I want to lift my leg up easy. I'm not kicking anybody. I'm literally just stepping over a stool. And look how nice and light my legs are. I'm not thinking of kicking somebody. I'm just thinking of lifting my leg up. 1, 2. Nice and light. Good. Stop for a second. Stop for a quick second. So just stay nice and straight, very light breathing. Right, so get your breathing back, right? If you want easy movements, your breathing has to be easy too. So start with your breathing. Find a nice easy inhale, nice easy exhale. And once you find that easy inhale, easy exhale, I want you to just simply lift your knee up to about your waist level without destabilizing yourself too much, without activating too many muscles in the legs or the stomach, and without tipping too much. Just simply lift up your leg and put it down. Easy breathing, easy knee up. Yeah. Just think of lifting your knee like you have to step over something, right? Think of the speed, the same way you go up, the same way you go down. Don't go faster or slower. Same in, same out. Keep your eyes closed if you like. You might find your balance is more challenged, but try to say to yourself, is my knee coming up and going down as easy as my breath comes in and out? Make the comparison. As easy as the breath as it comes up. Good. Stay still now again. Breathe in. Breathe out. Light, right? Real easy and light. And without bothering your breathing, without bothering yourself or your breathing, start to walk. Again, very similar to your body. So you're walking, it doesn't matter where, but it's almost like you want to walk where you don't want to make any noise, and in yourself and in the room if you can. It's like a very, I guess, undisturbing walk. You don't want to draw attention to yourself and you don't want to make a sound. This is wonderful to practice this work on a creaky floor, like a floor that makes a lot of noise. You try not to make noise, but you also try not to make noise in yourself too. But for all of you with old injuries and creaky joints, this is another one. It's going to be challenging. Good. Lie down on your backs, please. Awesome. Yeah, lie down your back. Again, find easy breathing, nice and light, easy breathing. So comes in, it comes out nice. And once you get that feeling, one at a time, just in the same fashion, lift an arm up as easy as possible. Like think of it that it almost, you don't feel it, but the arm rises completely in front of you with the least amount of effort, the easiest possible way, and then the easiest possible way, put it down. Really analyze the muscles that are working, only the muscles that are necessary. And the arm can come from like beside you or outstretched or above you, doesn't matter. It can go up one way and then down another way, right? I find the easiest way to put my arm up or down is not the way it came. So if I came up one way, I put it down another way. I find that that's a little bit easier than trying to follow the path back. And then once you got that, like once you got that feeling of like, then start to add relaxation that will lead to speed. So you lift the arm faster, but because you're relaxed, and you put it down faster because it's comfortable, it's relaxed, and it's known. It's not a mystery. So, and pay attention to that feeling, guys. This is how you need to punch people or put them down. You got it right when it feels like this. It feels effortless because you set your gauge on that, on that. And try it a few times with a leg too. Like try your legs one at a time. Like try to slowly lift your leg up and then put it back down in the easiest possible way. Maybe it's a bend. Maybe you need to bend the knee. Maybe not. But lift your leg the easiest possible way and then place it down the easiest possible way. Remember, this is the way you want to kick people, guys. This is the way you want to use your legs, where they come up and they go down like nothing. Awesome, guys. Good. Sit up a little bit. Come close. Talk to me a little bit. How do you feel? How do you feel? That last little drill I gave you, please practice this in bed. I mean, I know maybe the people, maybe your significant other might think you're weird, but it's okay. They all think we're weird anyway.
I do it every morning. It's good.
Guys,
Feels good.
remember, it's not, don't do it as a habit. Do it as something that you wish to learn, like it's a template, you know, like I'll give you guys a funny story. I'm actually gonna show this, but I was putting peanut butter on my bread this morning, and as I was smearing it, I'm putting it everywhere, a little bit, like on all edges of the bread. You know, I'm trying to make sure the peanut butter gets right to the edge, and that the bread is covered perfectly. Okay, and as I was thinking to myself as I did this, I was like, this is really what I hope you make your training. I hope that if your life is like that piece of bread, that it covers all aspects of your life, home, relationship, work, training.
Right.
Usually people put a clump of peanut butter in the middle and that's their training.
That's
It's
it.
like a big clump. It's not a big clump. It's like you don't just practice me for 1 hour. The way I'm showing it to you is that I give you work to do throughout your day. So I have a big meeting in 3 o'clock my time, right? For a kind of international meeting, a business meeting. And now my goal will be to spread myself everywhere. Right? It's not a big club of Manny in the middle of the room.
No.
It's to kind of spread yourself everywhere because it's more enjoyable to eat like that.
Impress the guys.
So please remember, guys, your systemic training should touch all parts of your life. And if it's not, find a way. It should be able to practice it when you're doing your hobbies or at home or at work. Try to understand this is important that it touches because that way your training goes from 1 hour with me twice a week to 24 hours a day with yourself. And that's a big difference.
Right. Yeah.
There is actually a system of sleeping. This is beautiful. This is really good. Yeah. Sleep is own animal, guys. Sleep is very important. And I see lots of people can't get a good night's sleep. So master Systema is a wonderful thing. It really, really will help. All this stuff integrates quite nicely. So I apply it to all these different things, but I'll write a little bit more about this topic. But for now, you guys have the heads up what I'm going to be talking about, okay?
Really good.
The more you practice your martial arts skills, the more you practice this stuff with the basis of easy as the root. What if this could be easy? It's going to take you so far. We're going to cover it again for the rest of the month in a different way, but just understand, I showed you Monday how to kind of do it from, I guess, exercise body awareness. And now we did a little bit more martial art feel, right? But they're very similar. Both have very similar outcomes, okay?
Yeah.
I'll see you guys next week, guys.
So good. Have a good
I'll post
meeting.
it soon. I hope everybody watches everything. Take care, guys.
Thank
See you soon.
Have a good meeting.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
You,
Bye.
Manny.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. Be well.